Hey, what's going on, guys? It's P. We're back here at Red Star Science. One of the things I want to talk about today is there was some video content on the internet, YouTube, of an amateur astronomist who had a camera hooked up to his telescope. And what it showed were deep space vehicles. Might be real, might not. I don't know, who to say. But remember what I say, I always keep an open mind. With that being said, these vehicles that showed up in his footage were always changing. It's like they were moving back and forth and in and out, kind of like you would do Play-Doh. And it got me thinking: could these vehicles be made of electromagnetism? Because they're huge vehicles. I mean, honestly, we have nothing to compare it to. But taking a look at the stars and the distance and whatnot, most of these vehicles pretty much look to be at least 100 to 200 miles long. That being said, they're always in a state of flux. And what I mean by that is they're always, again, they're not solid, they're just always moving. And so again, that got me thinking, if these vehicles could do that, they were probably made of some type of electromagnetic force. And thinking about that, got me thinking that an electromagnetic vehicle would pretty much stand the rigors of space better than any solid vehicle. Especially if you're talking about space and subspace. Something that's going to come in and out and in and out. Because like I said, these might be multi-dimensional vehicles. And that would make the most sense to make a vehicle like that out of electromagnetism. Now, with that being said, how in the world would you go about creating an electromagnetic vehicle? And my deal is this: I'm thinking that you have to have an energy source always. But instead of a physical ship, what you would have are convergence points. These points would pretty much manipulate and focus the power that is needed to generate the fields that would create the containment for the vehicle itself, for the beings inside. And it never really occurred to me until I saw this, and I saw how the vehicles were, they were in a flux state. And even if this footage is real or not, the concept is solid. Think about it. It would actually fluctuate with whatever's around it, kind of like water does. Water goes around whatever's in its path, and it still makes it through intact. And of course, it's water, but the same principle. It's like a reed in the wind. The wind will blow, the wind will blow, and the reed will just bend over. Same principle. It gives, so therefore it makes it stronger than anything that will be around it. And as far as a space vehicle is concerned, or a trans-dimensional vehicle is concerned, that would be perfect. That would be just fantastically perfect. And some of the other things I was thinking about is, so what else would it take to build a ship like this? I'm thinking, well, besides having some type of convergent points all along the ship in order to manipulate this energy and refocus it and whatnot, you'd also probably need some type of energy generating mechanism. But for something that big and that powerful, what I would suggest is creating a pocket of subspace that would be dedicated just to certain parts of this vehicle. Now you understand, if you can dedicate a pocket of subspace to, let's see, the energy production or navigation or any type of safety protocol or whatnot, you would have almost limitless amount of storage. And as long as you have some type of transit mechanism that would transit whatever it is that you have in subspace to this space in order to make it materialize or whatnot, that'd be perfect. Now with something like this, you could fold space, you could create wormholes. The ability to do things are beyond our scope right now. They could probably do things that we've never even thought about. Like I said, you're talking about a vehicle 200 to 300 miles long that is made of electromagnetic force that gives with space-time, which means it'll never crash. Nothing can ever hit it. The beings inside will probably be in a state of flux. So for all intents and purposes, they would be intangible. They would only be able to communicate with us if they wanted to communicate with us. Otherwise, you know, you have an impenetrable, Lord have mercy, my English is messed up. An impenetrable ship with impenetrable beings inside that can face in and out and in and out and in and out. And they could travel through space and never have to worry about temperature fluctuations, about meteors, asteroids, all this kind of, I say meteors, asteroids, but you know what I mean. Any type of rocks hitting their ship, any type of crazy gravity fields, any type of, you know, interstellar, you know, chaos that goes on. So, again, it is a fascinating subject, and it's a fascinating deal to imagine a vehicle made out of pure electromagnetism that can pretty much traverse space with no problems. But I'm going to take a look into this and probably do a little bit of math and see what that would take in the science involved. But I'll keep you guys updated. And if you have any thoughts on this, please reach me. And as always, guys, look after each other. Take care.